handoff will go to Tolbert. Tolbert at the 10, Tolbert at the 5, makes a cut, dives for that goal line, and he is marked just short inside the 1-yard line. So give Omaris Tolbert a gain of 9 there, but now a 2nd and goal for the Mounties, right at the inch line if you want to call it that.
Tolbert last week, folks, fumbled at the half-yard line, if you will, at RCC. So right there on that last play, he was diving in, making sure he crossed the plane and just short of the goal line.
Making sure that doesn't happen again. On an I formation, Tolbert the deep back. One receiver, that's Antoine Anderson. Handoff Tolbert. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Mounties. Just like that. With 4:35 left to go in the opening quarter, it's 20-0 Mount SAC and the extra point coming.
And these are the guys that you don't want to get going here for Mount SAC, as the LA Harbor defense trying to stop the bleeding here in the first quarter. It's already been Aaron Vons, Justin Allo, and now Omaris Tolbert, the leading rusher for the Mounties.
And it just must be so difficult for head coach and offensive coordinator Dean Dowdy in this LA Harbor
double duty, man.
Seahawk team. It's difficult. Week in and week out, you're getting lit. You're getting pounced. You're getting beaten like a drum.
You know, after your first year, you utilize this season as your learning curve, at least as far as what the talent's going to bring it. On the Central Conference, Central Division, I should say. And maybe next year they'll have a little bit more of a consistent offense as far as quarterbacking goes, and running backs haven't been a slump at all, but it's sad to not see that much production out of the running back core there for LA Harbor. And we'll see what happens with them next season, Chris, but right now it's try and stop the bleeding here with 4:35 left in the first quarter.
Alberto Villarreal missed the PAT, so the score will remain the Mounties 20, the Seahawks nothing. Villarreal will kick off here, and it's a line drive kick on a couple of hops at his own 11-yard line. It'll be Mike Andrews to the far side of the field, and he'll skip on out of bounds at the 21.
Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's where LA Harbor is going to take over.
I'm looking over the numbers again from last week because I still can't get over the lead that they kind of let slip away there. The defense was just phenomenal last week. The total offensive plays and yards for Riverside was 76 and only 287 total yards. So if you're going to let Mount SAC get up on you by this much early on, it's going to be a difficult time getting past this defense.
1st and 10 for the Seahawks at their own 21. C-Stitch will roll near side of the field, throw on the run, and it's complete. Still on his feet down to the 38-yard line. It's Mike Andrews for a pickup of 18 on first down. Taekwon Glass, who had an interception early in the first quarter, nearly got his second one there, jumped the route, but unfortunately jumped it a little bit too early and allowed Andrews to come back and catch that football for a pickup of 17, we'll call it, on first down for LA Harbor.
Joseph Bryan came in late, too, and absolutely smashed the receiver, making sure he was out of bounds.
1st and 10 now for the Seahawks, trying to get something going offensively. That's just their second first down of the game. Looks like the Mounties may have jumped off sides, or it might have been a false start. Who knows? We'll await the call from the officiating crew down on the field. Would have been free play if it would have been offsides against the Mounties, but it was a penalty called prior to the snap, so it'll just be 5 yards for LA Harbor to move them across the 40-yard line to the 42.
I'm looking over this roster, Chris, for the Seahawks, and it looks like a majority of these players are sophomores, if I'm not mistaken. And good thing is they'll be getting a whole new slew of talent for next season as well, so something to kind of build off of in the recruiting game for the Seahawks.
1st and 5 here after the penalty. Ball in the 42. Two-back set. C-Stitch going to look to throw. Fire, and it is complete. Out to midfield for LA Harbor. That's Brandon Boyd on the reception, and the Seahawks will move the chains once again. First down.
Well, something to build off here for the Seahawks is 2 back-to-back first downs for the Seahawks, courtesy of a penalty too, but nonetheless getting something going here.
First and 10 for L.A. Harbor. C-Stitch going to pitch. It's Walker into Mountie territory. Walker breaks the tackle, and he's down to the Mountie 45 for a pickup of 5 on first down. Darren Walker, who was a standout running back at St. John Bosco High School, the defending state and national champions for high school football. Had a couple of lower-tier Division I AA offers coming out of high school, but decided, hey, I want to prove myself to get to some higher Division I tier schools, and that's what he's trying to do right now here at L.A. Harbor. On a 2nd and 6, Walker the pitch again to the near side of the field inside the 45-yard line, and he's tripped up at the 44 after a pickup of 2. A convoy of Mounties in there to get him, led by Taekwon Glass. And I got to commend Taekwon Glass and Aaron Simpson as well. They absolutely shut down Isaac Whitney, who was a very highly touted wideout out of Riverside City College last week. He was held to 1 reception for 1 yard in the Riverside win again.
He got a reception?
He got a reception early in the game. We thought the entire game he went without a reception. He got one on, I believe it was the 3rd play on offense for RCC. But it was only a 1-yard pickup.
0 or 1, no less. Phenomenal job by the DBs.
On a 3rd and 5, C-Stitch going deep down the sideline. And what a catch by Waters inside the 25, but he did not keep his foot in bounds. The referee to the near side of the field said he did not have complete possession of the football on his way out of bounds. That'll go down as an incompletion. And, hey, you're down 20-0. You're not supposed to win the game if you're L.A. Harbor. 2:04 left to go opening quarter on a 4th and 5 in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Looks like they're going to go for it, and I agree with the call.
Yeah, you're in no man's land. You're at the 45-yard line of Mount SAC, and it's not going to be too dangerous if you give this ball up on downs.
Not by any means. So on 4th and 5, L.A. Harbor will go for it. 4 wide set, 3 aligned to the far side of the field. C-Stitch throws to the near side, and it's incomplete, intended for Waters off of his fingertips. And the Mounties will take over on downs with 1:59 left to go in the opening quarter, 20-0 Mount SAC.
He would have been short of the first down if that was caught regardless, because the Mountie defense was bringing the pressure into the flat where the ball was thrown and intended for Waters. Nonetheless, fell incomplete, and it'll be Mountie football.
We just got the live stream of the LBCC RCC game up here in the press box at Hilmer Lodge, and we'll get you a score when they decide to show it. Interesting that you put up a live stream and there's no scoreboard on it. You'd think in 2014 they'd fix that. 1st and 10 for the Mounties. They'll start at their own 45. Give to Tolbert. Tolbert will break some tackles and was another broken tackle away from a Mountie touchdown, but he's drilled inside the 40-yard line down to the 37 to move the chains. Omaris Tolbert picking up from where he left off of in the first quarter and last week.
Cody Wenzel saved a touchdown run by Omaris Tolbert.
Add on. They lead 20-0 here. 1.5 minutes left to go opening quarter. 2 back set, 3 wide set. Little play action. Allo looking to throw over the middle. Simpson's got it inside the 15-yard line down to the 13. Ryan Simpson's 3rd reception of the night. Him and Allo have been the popular hookup in this game so far for the Mounties. And here are the Mounties once again in the red zone.
I like what they're doing here, this no-huddle, hurry-up offense. After big completion and a zone coverage on the defense by L.A. Harbor, Allo just picking a pocket there, and really nice on-point throw to Simpson for the first down.
1st and 10 now for the Mounties at the L.A. Harbor 14. The lone back is Tony Gates, and before the play, a flag will fly in to the far side of the field, and it'll look to be a illegal procedure call against Mount SAC. So they'll back it up 5 yards, and it'll remain first down. 1:08 left to go in the opening quarter, 20-0. The Mounties on top of L.A. Harbor. The Seahawks coming into this one at just 1-7 on the season. The lone win came back on October 11th, a 33-27 victory over Santa Monica. That was a non-conference game for L.A. Harbor. 1st and 15 for the Mounties. After the penalty, the lone back once again, Tony Gates. He'll get the give here, gets inside the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10, and Gates will tiptoe his way on out of bounds at the 9-yard line for a pickup of 10. on 1st and 15 for Mount Sac.
Great example there by how the Mounties utilize their size in Tony Gates and Aaron Vaughn's really setting and waiting for their blocks to develop and just following his blockers all the way up the sideline there was Gates and producing some nice yards there and a positive gain.
Now the Mounties have it inside the L.A. Harbor 10 at the 8. On a 2nd and 5, play action, screen pass, Simpson 5. Down to that goal line, he dives for the pylon, and he's marked just short. Down at the 1.
I wish there was a review on this.
Yeah, that looked like a touchdown.
Because I think he hit the pylon before his knee hit the ground. But unfortunately, the ref marked him short of the goal line.
Nonetheless, it'll be 1st and goal for Mount Sac at the L.A. Harbor 1.
And Simpson's upset on the sideline.
He just got robbed out of a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'd be upset too. Power package for the Mounties. The pistol give. That's Tony Gates. And he's marked down just short of the goal line inside the 1, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter here from Hilmer Lodge Stadium. And no, the official from the far side of the field came in and ruled that one a touchdown for the Mounties. So they add on to that lead. It's now 26-0 with the extra point coming, and that was the final play of the first quarter of action. What a way to end the first quarter.
Yeah. You think they go for 2 to make it an even 28 here, or they just going to kick a
come on.
regular PAT?
I mean, I know they're mad about the game last week against Riverside. Meanwhile, down between Long Beach City College and Riverside, it's 7-6 Vikings. That game with about 10.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter of action. We'll keep you updated on that one. Mount Sac, they need Riverside to win to better the Mounties' chances of getting into the postseason.
Well, the good thing is one of those top 2 teams are losing tonight. So whether it be
extra points blocked, and L.A. Harbor will try to pick it up and run it back for 2, but they're unable to do so. So the Mounties with all types of trouble kicking extra points tonight. The Mounties did have a new kicker in there. It's not Alberto Villarreal like it usually is, but instead it was Tavis Guerra, the freshman kicker out of Lucerna High School in Whittier. Winners of the CIF Southeast Division last year was Lucerna High School. But he'll get another shot at this PAT as L.A. Harbor did jump offside, so that was probably the reason they blocked it. Well, like we mentioned earlier, we're going to have to keep you updated on that Riverside Long Beach City College game all night long. So Tavis Guerra, the freshman who will likely handle the kicking duties next year, Brian, for Mount Sac.
Another lefty.
Lefty specialist. He'll boot it through the uprights, and that'll officially do it for the first quarter of action here from Hilmer Lodge. And after 1, 27-0 Mount Sac.
Yeah, and you're getting all key contributions from your big players. Allo, Tolbert, and Vaughns. And it's nice to see some second stringers in the mix as well on the receiving core. And, you know, if you have a solid half here for Coach Jabs and the Mounties, you might be able to see second stringers and possibly even third in the second half against L.A. Harbor. There's a possibility that the Mounties might sneak into the playoffs after a tough loss last week at Willock Stadium. You want to have your big guys ready to go, you know, if that opportunity arises.
At what point, if you're the Mounties, at what point if you're Coach Jabs, who's looking for his 100th win tonight, probably going to get it, would be the first junior college head coach in California to do so, 100 wins in his first 10 seasons. At what point do you take out the starters?
You know, it's 27-0, and we're about to start the second quarter. At halftime, regardless of the score. If they double them up right now, I mean, you figure they take them out before that even occurs. But
pooch kick here off the boot of Guerra, and it'll hop on out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. So
visibly smaller than Villarreal.
Visibly, and we're not talking really, maybe not height-wise so much, but he's a lot smaller.
Yeah, just smaller in general.
Smaller. We'll call it that. We'll hold it to that. Villarreal, though, he's done a fine job for the Mounties this season. So L.A. Harbor here trailing 27-0 with 15 minutes left to go, just underway in the second quarter from Hilmer Lodge. They'll start at their own 35-yard line.